Hi, today I'm going to give you a quick tour of the studio for Causing Change Media, where I make all the rare formats like the mini disc, the DCC, L cassette, and that kind of stuff. So come along. So this is the main manufacturing place where I will make all the media for my company. And I'll give you a little tour of the little stations. First we have a bunch of parts and archive stuff and hard drives and storage. There is one recording station right here, and I've got the DATs and DCC and a Sony Vaio and power station, that kind of stuff. And here we've got one of the computer stations, a preview television, which I use as a monitor sometimes, the older digital studio from Sony that I use for making the holograms on the back of compact discs, where I can etch into the blank area of the CD using the TAT2 by Yamaha. One of my Roland sequencers. Another station. This station actually I use for the Windows graphic design. DVD duplication and a few of my Western Digital eCloud storages, and a QNAP. Behind that is a USB cassette player. And these are the high-speed cassette duplicators for when I duplicate narration on cassette and some audio. They're stereo, but I don't use them very often. Here is my Apple Xserve, which I haven't used for a decade. This was the old servers, and they're just still sitting here because they're 500 pounds. Another workstation, a couple laser printers, which I use very often. This is my Square setup, where I accept credit cards for live shows and the tour merchandise. A Nakamichi cassette deck, some compressors and gates, a Tascam mini disc and DVD or CD. Behind my albums here, because here we've got cassette and mini disc in the form fit case. There are mini discs behind this CD. And if you don't remember the mini discs, and behind my albums, the vinyl there, is a Yamaha tuner. And behind that is a Sony DAT deck, Pioneer CD recorder. One of the most amazing cassette players I've ever had. This is a Sony, and it's a TC-K615S, and it's Dolby S, amazing. One of the mini disc duplicators. Scanner, live stuff, DCC deck for preview, mini disc, standard compact disc, and another DCC deck. Behind here is one of the Sony reel-to-reels in the smaller, but I like this Pioneer 909 the best. The 909 sounds amazing. You can't tell that when I record with it, you can't tell that it's not a CD. It's that clear. It's absolutely amazing. Then up here, got a turntable, a Marantz DCT deck, Sony L cassette EL5, which we don't use for the recording of my L cassette. We use a DC or an EL7 for that. It's just a little bit fancier. Pioneer CD or cassette changer, which is hilarious. You can put a whole bunch of tapes in it on one side and then one at a time. Cassette again, in a microform digital compact cassette. Some stock. A newly calibrated and reconditioned 8-track recorder, which I will be using for the Blue Wicket 8-track. I have a couple of these Sonys with the mini disc in them for backup. They're amazing. I use these to author the mini discs. Then we've got a mini disc duplication station. These two are professional grade mini disc recorders and playback units that I can use for high-speed dubbing. Small shrink wrap station, my old Mac. This little guy cuts and folds the J cards for compact discs. This is where I keep some of the stock media that I use. There's a bunch there. In the back, in that cabinet, there's even more stuff. This is my compact disc shrink wrap unit. We also use it to shrink wrap the cassettes and the mini discs and all the cigarette fold shrink wrapping that we need to get done so we can ship things and have them retail ready. Here's my Mac trash can and the Promise servers. I think those are both, one is 56 terabyte and the other one is 100 terabyte. An old Sony cinema display that goes along with my trash can Mac. A DVD and Blu-ray duplication machine. One of the most amazing machines I've ever had right here. This is a robotic compact disc printer. The blank media will go in the carousel. The head will go up and down, pick up the media, put it into the printer. It'll thermal print high resolution color images onto the compact disc surface and then put them back in the bin. And a bunch of media. So that's the basic quick tour of the Creation Studio here at Causing Change Media. And in the next few videos, I will be getting more into what each one of these things does, how they operate. And if you see something specific that you want me to get to right away, just leave a message in the comments and I will try to get to it. Thanks for coming along for this little tour, and I'll see you in the next video.